Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Heidi, part owner of a website called Adventuring Psychics with my business partner, Jane Dowler. And we are going to be talking to you today about teas. Jane and I love our tea. And one of the things that we had been discussing this week is different topics. And it's like, and we were both having a cup of tea. And it's like, you know what? Why don't we talk about teas? There's different styles, different kinds. Most everyone out there really enjoys a good hot cup of tea. So why do we like these teas? How good or how bad are they for us? And what kinds are there to use? And what do they look like? What do they look like? So Jane has her set of teas. I have mine. Feel free to like our page, because we do have a YouTube page. Feel free to subscribe. Please share, tell all your friends about it, and really let us know what you think. Give us your opinions on your teas, and we will be sharing them out to everyone, because you know us, we're not shy. We'll talk about anything and everything. So this is our world and the world of tea. What makes tea so special? The fact that it's made from the earth, it's made from dried leaves, and the components that are in a tea can make your body and your mind feel good. How cool is that, right? We
Yeah.
have teas that mostly are full of vitamins such as B, C, K, keratin for good eyesight, folic acid to keep the red blood vessels forming, manganese, potassium, zinc. We have polyphenols that are good for antioxidants, which most all these teas have. And then there's another one that is called the fluorine, which is good for bone and teeth. So every part of what is out there that the earth has made is good for our bodies. So we need to, as human beings, really enjoy taking in what the earth can bring us. Dana and I have a couple of favorites that we're going to share, but you're probably wondering, well, what kinds of teas are out there? So, Jane, do you want to go with the what kinds are out there, or do you want me to go through some of the colors and what they have?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, so first of all, we have the black teas. The black teas are the most popular. They are healthy. They help lower your risk of stroke. They lower the levels of your blood pressure, high in flavonoids, okay, and they help reduce clotting. So they're good for an antioxidant. They are the most fermented and the most oxidized, which is what makes some of those tea leaves black. This is also a tea that you can have morning, noon, and night. There's another one called Oolong, with both Jane and I do have. And this is good for digestion, lowering the cholesterol, and it also helps with some weight loss benefits. It's also semi-fermented, but the leaves are larger. Now, the white tea, which is really, really nice because it's a very light flavor for me. And I'll give you an example of a black tea. One of the black teas that are out there are, Earl Grey. There's another one that is called, oh, the Oolong, or the Ayala, and then the one that's Lapsang Souchong. This one you have to be careful of. This one is very smoky, very potent, but because it has a tendency to work with your high blood pressure, you don't want to take this every single day, a couple of times during the day. So use this one in sparingly. It does taste good, but there is a very heavy sense of a smoky flavor to it. So those are also, that's one that you just want to be aware of. We have hello, Heidi. I did have it. I think Jane might have it. You might have um a dark black tea that is out there, which I apologize. I did have it in my hand, and I swear to God, I lost it in my tea world over here. The white teas, as we were talking about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have the oolong, which is
Oh,
a
okay, the
black.
oolong, yes. Can you show everybody that?
Mm-hmm.
Also the black tea, yes.
Yeah.
But good for the body.
Yep.
Something that you can have more than once a day. The white teas, they are not fermented at all. They are not oxidized. They're young leaves that you're using. And what they do is they have a high concentration of antioxidants. They fight heart disease. And they also, keep the cancer-causing radicals out of your body. It has a light honey and a sweeter taste to it. So the white teas, believe it or not, there's a lovely white Lady Earl Grey out there, which I absolutely love. Also,
It's right here, but this is in the tea drop form, the black tea you were talking about.
Oh, okay, yes.
And we'll talk about tea drops later on.
Exactly. I think Jane also has something that I have as well, which is chamomile.
Mm-hmm.
That helps with insomnia. It relieves anxiety. It is mostly caffeine free, and you can enjoy it any time of the day or night. But if you're looking to try to go to sleep and warm milk isn't going to do it for you, because I can't handle warm milk, chamomile tea is a heck of a lot better. Hibiscus, rich in vitamin C, tangy. Add some honey or sugar. Not a lot, because it really doesn't need it. Because you really want to taste the flavor of your tea. And the hibiscus is in the background. It's not really a heavy forefront, right, Jane?
Right.
And Jane also has some blueberry tea.
Yep.
And she loves the blueberry tea as well as I do. And that tea is also another kind of flavor that's in the background, but it tastes really good. So when you're purchasing your teas, like, what do you want to taste? Chai tea increases circulation and reduces fatigue. There's lots of chai teas out there. A lot of people like to use peppermint and ginger teas. Those are really strong, tangy kind of teas. But if you have a stomach ache, there you go. If you have a stomach ache, that's going to be one of your best bets to go to. If you don't have the tea, if you have a peppermint stick, ginger.
I gotta go.
Okay. Oops. And Jane has some of that peppermint tea, as we were talking about before. So
Yep.
these are things that'll soothe your stomach, also help with anxiety, help with lowering the blood pressure. And these are the great benefits of having a cup of tea. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jane, because she has some really kind of cool looking teas to show you and what the flavors are. And I think they're amazing.
Hi, everybody. My tea selection, how you have a lot in common, but I use teas for just about anything. And one thing I want to preface it is, please always ask your doctor if you're on any medication to make sure that teas don't interact with your medication. And the other thing, always read the ingredients. Because like this blueberry tea that Heidi and I love, it has licorice root. And if you drink too much licorice root during the day, you'll be running to the ladies' room. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because we all know what licorice does. So I drink different teas of different things. I am a diabetic, so one of the teas I use is called Dandelion Liver Detox Tea. And it is a dandelion tea, which helps your liver stay healthy. Helps clean it out. But once again, this is the type of tea where you can't, like I said, some teas you can't drink 1 to 2 times a day. It can't be your regular go-to tea all the time, because it can do more damage or harm than benefit. I also have, which I'm drinking right now, which I love, as well as the blueberry, is my turmeric tea, which helps with digestion. I have a very sensitive stomach. It helps with digestion. It's very good. It's peach turmeric. And to me, there's nothing better than nice, quiet, when nobody's home and I can have a peaceful cup of tea. And then there's other things that you can get. If you're new to teas, they have sampler boxes. They have all kinds of different fruity teas, and they have sample boxes for just about anything if you want to try them. And another one of my little tricks is I buy green tea. I do buy white tea also, but I buy green tea. I like green tea. I buy it caffeinated and decaffeinated. And what I do sometimes if I want a little flavor, I put my little juice drops, a couple of drops in the tea. And you can have, like, this is tangerine. I can have tangerine tea. I can have, and I have a whole little basket full of drops.
That is so amazing. I'm totally impressed with that.
The other thing I want to tell you is this is something I just told Heidi. My grandmother, when we used to go down and have tea with her, only when she was at home in her own kitchen, she'd take her tea bag and squeeze it out when it got warm. And then she would wipe it all over her face when it was still warm, because that'll open up the pores and acts as an astringent, and then you go and wash your face, and it's a way of relaxing your face, taking some of the bagginess away from your eyes. And the other thing you can do, not to be gross, but if you have a blind pimple or something, you drink a cup of tea, or you have an ingrown hair, you can place the tea bag on the warm tea bag on the, while you're enjoying your tea, you hold your tea bag on your blemish or whatever, and it brings it to a head. These are all old English, Scottish. I don't know which one of my relatives, but it was my grandmother that would taught those kinds of things. The other thing I want to talk to you about is tea comes in different forms. You have your this is my husband's little date night tea bag. When we go out to dinner, I bring this thing. It has his oolong and a couple of my different herbal teas, because I don't trust the restaurant. I've been in that experience where I ask for a cup of tea and I tell them it has to be decaf, and I get home and I'm zooming like my dog. I have the zoomies. So now I just ask for hot water, and they tell me, sometimes rudely, sometimes nicely, they say we have to charge you for it. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to be zooming around until 5 in the morning and having to off at 7. But teas come in different forms. They come in the tea bag. They come in the loose tea, and then they also come in something called, which I have, tea drops. Tea drops are just compressed loose tea. And what you do is you get your little tea strainer, and Harry's going to show you some other alternatives, but this is mine. And you just open up your tea strainer, drop your tea, drop in, close up here. I don't have my good one. My son has my good one. I don't know where he took it, but and you just put that in your. And then the last thing before I hand it back over to Heidi, I want to talk about. Heidi noticed that I leave my tea bag in my cup of tea, and some people prefer to take it out. I know there's a proper way to brew tea, but I like strong tea. Even though it's decaffeinated, I like strong flavors. And I do add 1 stevia to all my teas, but that's it. I take it just up and up. I'll take it. If I can't get stevia, I'll drink it black. Because lots of teas, you have to try them. You have to try them. So I think, if you're not familiar with teas, go for the sampler boxes. They have all different ones.
Exactly. As Jane had mentioned, she likes to have hers steeping in there because of the flavor that she gets from the tea. Each box that you get, everyone, does have directions of how to do your tea. Some of them say do it for 3 minutes. I do mine for 4 minutes. I take the tea bag out and then I enjoy it. Now, Jane has her teas that she has the resting ball that you can just put right in your, like your diffuser right over here that you put right into your cup. And she has that. I love that. Now, there's also one of the things that my sister Naomi loves, because she is a major tea connoisseur and she loves her tea while she's doing her projects in her room. Now, this is a bottle. Obviously, hello, Heidi. But in the bottle is another bottle. So you can see that. And what she does is she puts the water inside here. You can put your loose tea, or you could also put a tea bag right in here. And then you put this in just like that, and you put the water over it. Now you can let it steep, but what Naomi does, my sister, she usually just leaves it in like that. And then you can hold on to it. So you have a hot cup of tea, but your hand isn't getting hot, and you're good for hours. And all you need to do, truthfully, is to just replenish the hot water. And if you need to replenish your tea bag, you can do that as well. What my sister also likes to do, because she's very much of a Harney and Sons fan, she just doesn't want to keep getting up and down and getting the hot water, put it in the cup, do the tea bag. she just likes to get herself like a carafe like this. And she loves Harney and Son. Harney and Son also has different kinds of teas that they sell as well, but this is really kind of neat. You have the water goes in here. Any of Jane's teas would fit in there without a problem. You put that right back in, and everything just steeps.
That's awesome.
And you're good to go. So Naomi can still keep doing her projects, and she doesn't have to get up constantly to get several cups of tea. Okay. The infusers that Jane has or she uses, you could keep those in your cup. And what you can also do besides using the tea, so if you've made your green tea, there's other things that you can add. So if sugar doesn't talk to you, if stevia doesn't talk to you, but suppose you like mulling spices. So there's mulling spices out there that you're able to put in your tea. And you can also do these teas, because some of them specifically come with directions on how to do iced tea. And they'll have different ways on the side of how do you do an iced tea. Absolutely delicious. Basil and blueberry. Who knew that
that sounds yummy.
Were delicious? Okay. So this is something also to think about of how you'd like to handle your tea, how you like to flavor it. I love the drops that Jane had mentioned. Who knew? So technically that makes sense because you're flavoring your water. Your tea's water. Makes sense, right, Jane?
Yeah.
And these are the teas that Jane and I love to go to. And as she's mentioned, nothing beats sitting on the couch, quiet afternoon, nobody's home, and you're just chilling and grilling, and you're just taking in a really nice hot cup of tea that you're really enjoying. It's something that makes you feel good inside and outside. The smell is just puts you in a good mood. You know what's going in your body's healthy. And it's like, you know what? I'm taking a tea break. It's making me feel good, and I can do something afterwards,
Yep. Another thing I do in the summer is to make my iced tea. I take my flavored tea, my blueberry or my raspberry or my biscuits. I take a little tiny bit. I take my stevia, take a little bit of hot water, melt the stevia, throw a couple of tea bags in a mason jar. This is all in a mason jar. Fill it up with spring water or purified water, any kind of water, tap water, whatever you want. Put the cap on, and then I put it in the refrigerator at night. And then by the time I'm ready for a nice ice cold cup of tea, I usually get 2 cups out of it. The next day, at lunchtime, dinner, I have this refreshing, delicious iced tea. And it took me no time. I was sleeping while it was brewing. I mean, don't be afraid of tea. Tea is very easy, and it's very forgiving, and it's very, like I said, and you can enhance it with all kinds of things. Like, I put cinnamon in one. I put pumpkin spice in it. I do all kinds of things. I experiment.
And tea's good for you. The caffeine in the tea is good for you, just like the caffeine in the coffee is good for you, except they say just drink it black versus having so much other stuff in it. But it's all antioxidants. There's minerals. You can't beat anything. And go to info@adventuringpsychics.com. That's our email. And we want you to tell us what teas you like. What do you use to enhance them? And then actually, do you have a carafe of your own? Tell us what your favorite spices are that you put in. Because we really want to know. And we're going to share them. You know us. We're going to share them.
Yeah, so share with us your tea experiences and your flavors and what you do, and But we want everyone to have a blessed day, and enjoy a good cup of tea.
Exactly, and enjoy yourselves thoroughly because it is a beautiful day. All right, talk with all of you later, and we will all see you soon. Bye-bye.
Compost your tea bags.
That's right. Compost your tea bags because that goes right back into the earth. You have the leaves, you have the bag itself. Compost it, don't throw it out, okay?
Nope. After you wipe your face with it.
That's right. Hey, we need to do these things.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Have a great one. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.